Bonjour people! Comment ça va? How are you? Enchanté d'être ici. Nice to be here. Ça, c'est la deuxième vidéo que je fais sur Bruxelles. Et allez, c'est parti. On y va. After the quarantine time that I spent in Romania, meaning 4 months more or less, I am back in Brussels and I want to continue the vlogs that I started making about the life here. I must say the time in Romania was a quality time. Seeing my friends, my family, the new people that I got to meet, the quarantine, the time in the house with myself, all of this helped me to see and feel the city differently, in a different light, and actually appreciate it more. It was a weird experience to actually feel differently in a place where I grew up. There is a saying that the true traveling is seeing all places with new eyes, and that's actually what happened with me back in Bucharest. I came back here with a good energy, hyped to make things happen, to stay active and keep the momentum that I built in Romania. After starting to see Bucharest with different eyes, of course I am seeing Brussels now in a different light too. I think I understand better their way of being after having this contrast with the Romanian way of being. The thing that I like most about them is how calm and super chill they are about everything, about anything. A thing that I kind of lost during the last months after working to restart my life during the quarantine and everything. I got used to a very active rhythm of life, almost exhausting. And while my problem is that I use too much energy, I consume myself too much, I tend to burn myself out, their problem is that they are too comfortable. There is too much comfort in their life, in their society, and they enjoy that. That makes them quite static and boring. That's pretty much the same thing as burning yourself out, because after you burn yourself out, you tend to get to the other extreme. So the reason for them being a little boring is they are just too set on working and then being exhausted, not doing much. Having fun is not so much in this equation. Even going out with friends feels just like a social act. They don't really enjoy it, they just do it for the sake of it. And that's it. Not too much feeling into it. So this is where I feel my energy makes a difference, because I used to be that type of a guy who had fun a lot, like with every possible chance. And so if my energy makes a difference for them, their energy makes a difference for mine. They kind of complement each other, because I need to be calmer and they need to be more alive. It's really a challenge to slow down the engines every time I feel I'm too much. But I know slowing them too much and becoming like them, it's not healthy either. A new way, middle way, it's the best. I first started having this feeling of balance in Romania, and what I understand by it is taking the right measure of things, like knowing when to get into something and get out of it, listening to my intuition more, pay more attention to how I feel about everything. After discovering this feeling, I felt like coming back to Brussels, and now I understand why, because there is much more balance in the air here than in Romania. You cannot call this society here either as being balanced, but still it's closer to it than Romania. Now, going further, another thing that I've noticed here and I want to share with you is how people look at you on the street and how they expect you to look at them. Often, if you don't make visual contact with them, you feel like they are trying to make you feel bad, because it's like you don't care about the people around you, and that is not socially acceptable with so much solidarity being promoted here. They kind of exaggerate though, because they are used to having everything they need, and so they start to take it for granted. Like someone not feeling good with themselves, feeling tired, sick or depressed, may look at you like you are obliged to help them, to give them your attention, like you don't have your own issues to care about. The answer, again, I find it to be in the middle. Like, it's okay to be a good citizen, to care about the people around you, but to a certain degree. Like, it's healthy to have a limit to it, not fully give yourselves to other, but not care about yourself only either. Somewhere in between. Another thing that hit me like a boulder, but then it felt like a nice surprise, like something new that I never witnessed or felt before, was seeing people greeting each other, saying hi, expressing enthusiasm, and then abruptly shifting their attention like that person isn't there anymore, like totally minding their own business and ignore the person that they just greeted. They were pretty clear about the fact that they are not in the mood for being social, for talking with that person, even though you could feel they were happy to see each other. So you may be wondering what's with all these photos that you may have seen in the background. I'm sure you should notice them. They are all photos of people that I met in Vama Veche, Romania, or here in Brussels. I was taking photos, instant photos, like printing them and selling them also. Mostly in Vama Veche in Brussels. I didn't get the chance to do this because I didn't feel it's the right energy for that. But yeah, I was going out on the street and just taking photos of people that I was intrigued by. Most of them are strangers, but not only. With some of them I'm still friends with, but most of them I just took the photos and that was it. You can find all the photos or the best photos that I've taken on my account on Instagram, and I will leave the link in description. So, is Brussels a boring city? I would say it has both extremes. Like on one end, you have super bored people at one of the biggest hip hop artists of all time, like KRS-One. Just being there and watching like they are in a cinema, not moved or impressed by the guy in any way, acting like it's totally his duty to entertain them without them actually making an effort to enjoy, to be present there and make the best out of that night. His show was a total blast for me at least, but most of the people were not moved or impressed by it. On the other end, you have science events where a girl aged 10 years steals the whole show by answering questions of astrophysics, and you have Balkanic and African parties where people go absolutely wild, dancing like there is no tomorrow, like they are alone in the room and nobody is watching them. Total freedom. The variety of events, it's crazy, from quantum mechanics to the magic of senses, the existence of alternate realities, EU politics, racism and discrimination, art, and so on. The people usually are bored because it's like that. When you have everything, there are times when you get bored. If they do make an effort to overcome that, the level of enthusiasm they display is outside of this world. So yeah, that was it, guys. Thank you very much for watching this one too. Keep in touch. Later edit, I left Brussels meanwhile after 1 month because I felt like that period I spent there is enough. I wanted to be more flexible, more on the move, like do what I feel like and not become too static. And so I am back in Bucharest now. And hopefully I will shoot some vlogs, some videos here too. Stay tuned, keep in touch.